Hey guys, welcome to Surf and Show. I'm Noel Salas, and today's review is on true wetsuits. And we have a special guest. We have Matt Miller, who's the CEO and founder of True Wetsuits. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Sure. Now, Matt, you came from San Diego. If that's where you're based at, why don't you tell us a little bit about True Wetsuits and about yourself?
Sure. You know, growing up in San Diego, I've worn suits all my life, and I wanted to make a suit that combined premium materials, great performance, and had a different color sensibility than what else is out there on the market.
So Matt, maybe you could tell us how you made the Veyon so warm.
Well, when I begin to design any suit, I look at the exterior lining, the middle, the neoprene part, and the interior lining. And depending on what the goal is for the suit, that's what I select. For the Veyon, for the torso, I chose a smooth skin lining to keep the wind off. And the neoprene is a higher nitrogen content neoprene, limestone-based neoprene, that also traps heat. And in the torso, used a high pile insulation that is hydrophobic, so it doesn't trap water, and it traps in the heat.
Well, yeah, and that's how, like, when I put it on, I was really nervous to get in the water at 58 because I'm not going to bring another 4.3 down with me.
Absolutely.
And so I thought, well, if we're going to make the claim that the wetsuit's really super warm, we've got to test it out, and that's part of the risk factor for me. And like I said, 58-degree water, I was plenty warm.
Well, the other thing I did in the suit is I put a low pile insulation in the lower body, because for me, I get cold in my glutes and my hamstrings, and I don't want to move after that. So for that, keeping the core of the body warm is job one when designing a wetsuit.
So Matt, we've been talking about the material, what you've been doing, high pile, low pile. We've got the suit, the Veyon's flipped inside out. Tell us a little bit about it. Show us.
So this is the upper torso high pile. It is a single fiber construction, which means that it doesn't have a loop like the old polypropylene used to have, because that loop, even though it was tiny, had the water molecules would stay in it, and then it would get heavy and damp. Where this, the water flows more through it and doesn't trap. And because of the length of the fiber, it traps more heat. And where the theory down here is the same, it's just a lower pile, so it is more flexible, but it doesn't trap as much heat, but it maintains movement through your lower half of the body.
Great. So flexibility, I have my test. You know, I'm always looking to see if things are airtight or watertight. Great thing to do while wetsuit shopping. So it's obviously airtight.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the seams. How do you do that?
So all the seams are glued, blind stitched, and internally taped. And in the Veyon, we used a sealed rubber external tape seal. It seams integrity for a really long time.
Great. So it just maybe supports from the outside what the inside needs support with?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, and I didn't feel any flushing for me, and it was super comfortable, and that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. You know, and going to the linings in here in the areas in your arms and your lower legs, I keep the nylon because that's where your real movement happens, and this is the maximum flexibility that you're going to get.
Now I also noticed that the cuff's really nice on this. Tell me a little bit about that cuff.
This is my favorite cuff. This is sort of like a gasket cuff that is constructed with no seam line or break, and what it does is it just prevents any backflow of water up your arm, which when you have flush, you lose heat.
So Matt, we've gone into the technicals about the current suits, what you're using. I really appreciate that. It really helps us. But tell us what's coming new for next year.
So we're always attempting to make the suits better, and we've worked on fit to improve that, and we're also working with the factory to improve our environmental footprint. And what that means is the nylon linings now will use recycled bottles. The glue will now be water-based, so it has lower fumes that come off it for the workers and for the environment. And that part of the limestone-based neoprene has a rubber component, and now they're using recycled tires for that. So it lowers the landfill, and it recycles valuable materials back into the suit.
That's great. So where would one find a true wetsuit? If somebody saw the show, they wanted to get one, you find it at your local surf shop, they buy it online. Tell us about that.
So in San Diego, we're in some shops, Surfy in Leucadia, Rusty Del Mar in Del Mar, and online at truewetsuits.com.
Well, guys, we're winding down this show, but like for me, we haven't talked about the two suits that I really tested out. Was the Rowan, which I really felt like it was in that 62 to 65 range. And then the Veyon I liked in that 58 to like 65. Like if you don't know how cold it's going to be and you're coming out of like into winter or out of winter into spring, that suit, that Veyon was like,
Safety
it's money
first.
For me. Yeah,
Absolutely.
right? So which one's your favorite?
Well, we haven't talked about my favorite. This is the zipperless, the Savoy. This is in the 2.5 and it comes in a 3.5. For me, I wear the 2.5 from 66 down to 62 and then the 3.5 to 58, 57. And why I like it, it's less seams, it has insulation from the knee to the chest. Not having the zipper in the chest panel really improves flexibility for me. Zipperless, I have no issue getting it on and off. Most people with flexibility through their shoulders don't experience any difficulty, and it has my favorite cuff.
So, dude, you're totally bumming me out. Why didn't I get one of those?
We didn't have it in your size.
Okay. So, hey, guys, true wetsuits are legit. Hey, if you like the show, subscribe. You can also find me on Instagram or surfandshow.com. But, Matt, I just want to say thanks for coming down, for visiting us. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for the suits. They're incredible.
Absolutely. My pleasure.